if you have a variable like a, how many values we can store into that? One value, isn't it? One value. Suppose if you want to have 5 and 10, both the values in the same variable, then we have to make use of list. Okay, how we can differentiate list? How we can denote list? By using square bracket, like this, right? So this we can assign to the variable, then we can say a as the list. Is this correct? Right? Now how we can access 10 is by using index. How we can access 5? By using index. How we can differentiate 5 and 10? Like by using the index. Index starts from 0, 1. Okay. So a of 0 we will get 5, a of 1 we will get 10. Okay, like this any number of numbers we can place in a list. That means we can store more number of more than one number, more than one value with single name. Understand? More than one value with single name. Next, can we have a is equal to 5, then some ABC? Yes, this is also a list. Here also at 0 we will be having 5, at 1 we will be having ABC. Okay. So now let us consider we are having list of numbers. List of numbers. We have to take input. Those are list of numbers we have to take as input. How we can take as input? How we can take list of numbers? Like I wanted to give list of numbers like 5, 10, 20, 15, 7, 17, like this. I wanted to give this entire list. Let us say 6 numbers I wanted to enter. Then how we can take this list as the input? We can take one number by using input function. Okay, input, how we can take input of enter number. Okay, let us say this one as a number or an element. Okay, formal word can be element. So enter element, then we will be entering one element like 5, then that will be converting into integer. Okay, we will convert that, we will store into a. Okay, we have taken one number. Next, second number how we can take? Again same, right? Second number. Third number again same, by using input integer. So let us consider we wanted to take n numbers, like 6 numbers we have, n numbers we have to take. So n times we have to repeat the same thing, isn't it? So we will be putting this statement in a loop. I in range of how many numbers we wanted to take here? 6. Like that, how many numbers we want to take? That we can mention. Range of n. So this loop will be repeated for n times. Okay, counter will start from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, so n times it will be repeated. Every time we will take one element and we have to add this element to the list. So list, for list we have to maintain one variable, right? So that let us consider L. In order to indicate L as the list, what we have to do? We have to initialize this L with square brackets. Okay, L is equal to square brackets. Then we are indicating that L is a list. If you assign a is equal to 5, then a we are indicating as integer variable. A is equal to 2.7, then a we are indicating as float variable. Like that, L is equal to empty square brackets, then what we can say? L as the list. Okay. Now for this list, now we don't have any elements into this. Whenever we take one element, that element we wanted to add to list. So how we can add? By using append. So L dot append of a. Then that a will be appended to L. So 5 we have taken first input. So 5 will be appended to L. As of now, what is the list now? 5. That's it. Okay. Next, second element. One more time it will be repeated. Then next element we will be taking 10. That will be appended. Appended in the sense it will be added. Okay, at the end. So 10 will be added. Next, third element we will be taking by using the same, that will also be stored in A only. That A we will be adding to, we will be appending to L. So like this it will be appended 20. Okay. What will be the value of A? First time it will be 5. Next time it will be 10. Here in the same variable only it will be overridden. Then it will be 20, it will be 15, it will be 7, 17 like this. Okay, entire list we will be getting. Okay, I hope you understand this thing. Okay, append. See here, L we have declared it as a list by indicating by using square bracket. After that, A we are taking, right? This is clear. Without this, it is clear to you. Just we are taking one input, integer input. That's it. How many times we are repeating? N times. That is secondary. First of all, you consider this step. That is, we are taking one input. That input we wanted to append to this list. Append in the sense that A will be added to this list. As of now, list is empty, so that only element will be appended. Next time it will be repeated, right? Again we will take one more input, that will be again stored in A only. So A value will be 10 now. 10 will be appended. What is L now? What is L? 5. For 5, 10 will be appended. So now 5 and 10 will be part of it. Next, one more time if we repeat, then one more input we will take and that will be appended. Like this, list will be created. At last we wanted to print. Then what we can do? Print. Yeah, directly you can use print L. Okay, that is out of what you call, after completing this loop, here we can use print L. Yeah, how it will print is, it will print like this. 5, 10, 15 or 20 something. Okay, like this it will print. Okay, it will print like this only. Print here. We are not putting this print inside for loop. Here you can understand. These two only part of the for loop. This is outside of the for loop. This print L is outside of the for loop. After completing this loop only we are printing. We are not printing after taking one element. We are not printing. After taking all the elements we are printing. How many elements we are taking? How many elements? N elements. What is N value? That we have to take again as input. So before this you take input N is equal to integer of input of enter number of elements. Okay, then we will take that input accordingly. Those many number of elements we will be reading, that we will be appending. Then we have got input total. After this we wanted to print, means directly we can print. Now the problem is, I will be giving this particular list. Let us say, what is the minimum of this? Minimum of this particular list? 5. Okay, let us consider this as like this. What is the minimum? Let us consider this as what is the minimum? 10. Okay. So what is the logic? How we are able to find out which one is the minimum one? Comparison. Okay. How we are comparing? Comparing two elements. Okay, two elements we will compare. Then 55 and 10 we will compare. 10 is the minimum one. Is it so? So, I will visualize you one thing like 55. List is 55. What is the minimum one? What is the minimum one? 55 only available in the list. That is the minimum. What is the minimum? What is the minimum? What is the minimum? So what you are doing now, in the same way, how you have done. Whenever we have one element, that only the minimum. Two elements, then whatever the minimum we have, that we are comparing with the next element. Next, out of this, which one is the minimum one? That we are comparing with the next one. Okay, next, whatever the minimum we have, that we will be comparing with this. Okay, what will be the minimum now? So earlier, whatever the minimum we have, let us say for up to 3 elements, whatever the minimum we have, that is min, that is minimum. Okay, that we will be comparing with the next element. Then we will be updating minimum whenever this element is less than the minimum, isn't it? Whenever this element is less than the minimum, then only we will update this minimum. Otherwise, we will keep as it is. Okay. Now you tell the logic. How can we write? After taking the input like this, n elements we will be taking. Now we have to start from first element. Whenever we have only one element, what will be the minimum? That element only. So can we need to perform any comparison? No. So what we will do is we will be assuming that minimum equal to first element itself. How we can access the first element? L of 0. This is the first element. Okay, this is minimum. Next, we have to compare this minimum with that is if minimum L of with L of 1 we have to compare if minimum if minimum is greater, that means minimum, whatever the minimum we are assuming, that is not the minimum, isn't it? If minimum is greater than some element, so it will not be the minimum. What will be the minimum? That element. So what we have to write? Minimum equal to L of 1. Okay. Next, after this, minimum we have to come now. 2 elements we have compared, we have got minimum. Then third element. So minimum we have to compare with L of 2. If minimum is greater than L of 2, then minimum equal to L of 2. Then afterwards, minimum we have to compare with L of 3. If minimum is greater than L of 3, minimum equal to L of 3. If minimum is not greater than L of 3, then minimum will be L of 2 only. Okay, will remain as it is. So here first time we are comparing with L of 1. Next time L of 2. Accordingly we are assigning, right? If this condition is true, L of 1 will be assigned as minimum. Next L of 2, L of 3, 4, 5, 6 up to last number. Okay, what is the index? Last index. Suppose n elements are there. What will be the last index? N minus 1. So up to n minus 1 we have to repeat. Starting from which index? We are comparing starting from first index. Why? Because 0th index we are assuming directly as minimum. So we no need to compare. So starting from 1, we have to go up to n minus 1. So how we can repeat this process? We have to repeat, right? For the first time it is 1, second time it is 2, third time it is 3, for ith time it is I. What is the value of I? Starting from 1 to n minus 1. So this we will keep it in a loop. Okay, so for I in range of, from where we have to start? We have to start from 1 comma up to n minus 1 we have to go. So we have to give n. 1 comma n, range of 1 comma n, we will be comparing like this. What should be here? L of I. What should be here? L of I. Like this we will update. Then finally after completing the loop, we will be getting minimum, that is print minimum. Got it? Similarly, can we able to find the maximum? Just we will assume if we have only one element, that will be the maximum. So maximum equal to L of 0. Then again we have to repeat from 1 to n minus 1. That is range of 1 comma n. Max is if max is less than something, then we have to update max. Okay, here only we have to change. That's it. Why you are not coming? Long back you came, right? 10 days back. Why? Why? That's what I'm asking, right? Hmm. Hmm. Okay.
Only one cell coming.
Why?
He's telling some variant.
Are you attending classes? Over? This also you write my n is equal to integer of input, enter number of elements to consider. Next, write a program. Write a program to find average of the given numbers. Average of the given n numbers. To find average of given n numbers. So, what is the input for this program? First of all, n we have to take. Then n elements, isn't it? N elements we have to take. Then output will be average. Only one output, that is average. So how can we find? Suppose this is only the input. Okay, some 6 elements I will be entering. Then we have to find the average. How can we find? First of all, we have to find the sum. So how can we find the sum? We have to add. How can we add? Hmm? L of 0 plus L of 1 plus so on up to L of n minus 1. By 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 number of elements, that will be average by what is that? What is that? What is that? N is the number of elements, right? So by every time we will not calculate average, that you keep in mind. For 2 elements, 3 elements, we will not calculate. For all the elements, we will calculate the sum. Finally, we will calculate the average. That's it. So how can we find out the sum? Let us say we are having this as the list. What is the sum? 0. We are having like this. What is the sum? We are having like this. Then what is the sum? We have to add every time, right? So what is the sum? Initially 0. Next, we have to take one element at a time. We have to add to sum. Sum is equal to sum plus L of I. That will be more appropriate. So sum is equal to sum plus L of I. What is the value of I? 0 to n minus 1. We have to start from 0. 0th element also we have to add. So I value starts from 0 to n minus 1. So can you able to complete this? Yeah, n minus 1. 0 comma n minus 1. So can you able to complete this? First you take n as the input, then all these elements as the input. N elements as the inputs. Same input. Then after this we have to add. We have to consider first of all sum is equal to 0. Then sum is equal to sum plus L of I. What is I? I value should vary from 0 to n minus 1. So we have to give n here. So finally we will be getting sum. Then what we have to print? Average. How can we find average? Sum by, yeah, that's it. Input will be same. That also you write. Next, I wanted to find sum of the even numbers, sum of the odd numbers. Given n numbers, that is n will be the input and n numbers will be input. Okay, we have to find sum of the odd numbers, sum of the even numbers. How we can do? Write it. Write a program to find the sum of even numbers and sum of the odd numbers of the given n numbers.
They have two, sir. What if you write A of 2? What it will show, sir? It will show 10 or it will show something like that.
A of 2 means it is going beyond the limit, right? No, it will not allow.
What it will not define as
Such kind of thing, what you have to do? You place in the, then you will understand. Even you consider A of -1. Ah. That is just a variable. S or L or whatever it may be, L1, L2. That's why I have given in test also. Voluntarily, I have given like for list, I have given T1. Okay, you should not have wrong assumption. That's why I have given T1. T1 for list. Actually, for tuple we have used T1. For list we have used L1, L2. But for tuple I have given L1. Voluntarily I have given. It is that is just an identifier. Okay, just you can say for an animal also you can give some name. Understand? Even what you call human being name only you can put for animal also. Okay. So name, that is just a name. Okay. But animal will not change, right? If you put a human being name like that. So whatever the property that we are considering, that is we are having square brackets, right? So automatically it will be considered as list only. Yeah, completed. Sum 1, sum 2. Yes. Completed. Okay. So what is the input? Input will be same. Just we have to find two sums, sum 1, sum 2. So sum 1, sum 2 initially it will be 0 only. So what we will do is instead of adding one number directly to the sum 1 or sum 2, we will be checking if L of I is even or not. If it is even, then we will be adding to sum 1, let us say sum 1 is equal to sum 1 plus L of I. Else we can add it to sum 2. So sum 2 is equal to sum 2 plus L of I. This we will be repeating in a loop for I in range of, we have to start from 0 up to n minus 1. So 0 comma n. So printing, print S1 and S2. That's it. Directly we can mention. Okay, let us consider the list like this: 10, 20, 30, 15, 25, 40. Now we cannot give. We don't know in which index the even numbers. Okay, so we have to check. If the numbers are from 1 to n, then you can give. Numbers are from 1 to n, then you can give. Earlier we did this kind of thing, but the input is different. Numbers from 1 to n. You can check the question. this also you can do. See, this is new to you, right? Here you see 0 will be, what is the assignment operator will do? Just it will assign right side operand to the left side operand. So 0 will be assigned to S2. Okay. Now this will be replaced by the value 0. Okay. Now this 0 will be assigned to S1. Okay, like that. Suppose if I write A is equal to B is equal to C plus 5, then this will be evaluated, that will be assigned to B, that will be assigned to A. Yeah, completed this one. Yeah. Now we have taken the input number by number. Okay. I wanted to take input like this: 10, 20, 30, 15, 7, 17. Okay, directly. In the last class we have started this but stopped. Okay. So 10, 20, 30, 15, 7, 17. Like this, we will be entering this as the input. Can we take this entire thing as one bunch? Can we take this entire thing as one bunch at a time? Can we take it or not? Yes. When we take, it will be considered as a string. How can we take this as the input? Just we can use input, then enter list. Enter list. Then we can assign this to some variable like L. Okay. L will contain this thing, but as you can observe that this is enclosed in double quotes. Whenever we enclose anything in double quotes, it will be considered as string. So this is not a list. Although we are considering it as a list, it is not a list. It will be considered as a string. But we wanted to convert this as a list. Understand? How can we do is, first of all, we have to divide these characters, right? 10, 20, 30. These things we have to separate. Understand? So how can we separate is, what is the first element? By seeing you say, what is the first element? What is the fifth element? What is the fifth element? 277. Okay, 277. How you are stopping after 3 digits? This is 2 digits, this is 2 digits, this is 2 digits, but here 277 is 3 digits. Why you are considering 3 digits? Everything is a character. 1 is a character, 0 is a character, comma is a character, 2 is a character, right? So why you are starting from here and why you are ending by 7? Why? Because comma is the delimiter. Okay, you could able to observe. So how many elements we are having? How many elements we are having? 6 elements. How you could able to say comma? Because of the comma. So by using that comma, this particular string can be divided. For that we are having one function called split. Yes, we discussed or not? Split. So yes, sorry, this is input. Okay, split. We have to give delimiter. What is the delimiter that we are using? Comma. So that comma we will be providing. Okay, this is the split character. Okay, whenever we have that split, then it has to separate. Until it finds another comma, it will be considering as 1. Okay, so split L dot split. This L, whatever the string we are receiving, that L we are splitting based upon the delimiter comma. So then it will return one list. Okay, it will return a list. But from where we are dividing? From the string we are dividing. Then we will be getting, suppose we are having, suppose I love my country. Okay, this is the string. If you split based upon space, okay, split space, like str is the string, dot split of space, then I will be one string. Yes or no? One string. That second word love will be another string. Next, my will be another string. Country will be another string. Understand? So 4 words will be there. 4 strings we will be getting based upon this delimiter. Similarly, here this entire thing is a list. This entire thing is a string. So whenever we split automatically, we will be getting 10 as one string, 20 as another string, 30 as another string, 15 as another string, like this. Okay. So we will be getting a list, but that list will contain like this: 10, 20, 30, like this. Understand? But what is the form that we want? Integer. So we have to convert this entire thing into again as integers. Understand? So let us consider this as a list. This is list 1. This is list 2. Okay, list 1 is a string, that you keep in mind. List 1 is a string. Why? Because just we are taking some input. Okay, although we are saying it has a list, it is not a list. It will be a string. Next, that L1 we are splitting by giving the delimiter as comma. Then we will be getting list of strings. List of strings. Again, that list of strings we need to access one by one, and we have to convert as integer. So how can we do that? One is, yeah, in L2 now we will not consider L1. Why? Because we have already splitted. Okay, now our input is L2. L2, how we are having strings. Okay, like this we are having 10, 20, like this we are having in the list. That is L2. This is L2. And now from this L2, can we access one by one? How can we access? L2 of 0, L2 of 1. By using the index we can access. So let us consider L2 of 0. Okay, how can we convert it into integer? By using integer function. So int of this one, then it will be converted to integer. What we have to do? This one to be considered as first element in the actual list. Actual list in the sense required list. Okay, let us say required list is L3. Okay, L3 we will be declaring as a list. How we can indicate? By using empty square brackets. So into the L3 we have to add this, right? So how can we add? How can we add this? L3 dot append of this entire thing. L3 dot append of integer of L2 of 0. Okay, then L2 of 0 will be accessed, that is string, that will be converted to integer, that is 10, then that will be appended to L3. Okay, next, second element L2 of 1, again will be converting into integer. Next, again will be appending. Next, L2 of 2, L2 of 3, like this we have to repeat. So L2 of I. What is the value of I? I value starts from 0 to n minus 1. What is that? What is that n? What is that n? N we are not taking as input, right? Yeah? 5, 6. We are not taking that input. We can give any number, right? We can give any length string. Okay, how many commas we have used, we don't know. Understand? Length of L2. In L2 we can find out. Length of L1 means it will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. But we want it to count like this. 1, 2, 3 like this it has to count. So length of L2. So length of L2 0 to length of L2 we will be finding. Then every element we are accessing, then converting, appending to L3. Got it? I think this is somewhat confusing. Yes? Shall I repeat? See here, L1 is like this. In double quotes we are having L1. Okay, entire thing. Now if you find the length, what we will get? Suppose in the double quotes if I give like this. What is the length? What is the length? Length is 5. In double quotes, if I give, what is the length? It will consider 1 as one character, 0 as another character, comma as another character, 2 as another character, 0 as another character. So total 5. Length will be 5. Yeah, if space is there, space also will consider. Okay, but this is L1, right? L2 will be a list. Okay, consists of 10, 20. Okay, now if you find the length of L2, then it will find 1, 2. Okay, so which length we have to find out? This one or this one? L2 length. Okay, how many elements we are having? How can we determine? Based upon this L2 length. That's why we are using length of L2. So like this we can take this one as the input and we can convert to. So this is this you can consider the name like program to take Zama separated values as input. Okay, comma separated numbers as the input into a list. Okay, like that you put a heading so that you will understand while referring. How can we take comma separated numbers as the input into a list?
Can we update that L2? We are using L1 not L2 of I know, so that we are converting that into L2 of I. Can we update that L2 list by using L2 of I is equal to int of L2 of I?
Yeah, that is also fine. It is changeable, right? Huh.
L3 is integration, sir.
Ah.
We can use extend function. If we use extend function, we don't need to just calculate.
Then everything we have to convert, right? It is not like we are having already that 10, 20 list and we wanted to keep that one as L3. It is like we are having 10 as the string, 20 as the string. Everything we have to take one by one, have to convert, right? If you put L3 dot of int L2. What is the input for this int function? Input should be a string, but is it a string? Understand? Is it a string? L2 is not a string. L2 is a list. Okay, if it is a L2 of 1 is string, L2 of 0 is string, L2 of 3 is string. Understand? So that we have to give. You can use the extend, but it is like we cannot convert directly like this. Okay, within one line we cannot. Again, we have to convert like this only. Makeup exam might be started. Whoever wants to write, you can leave and write. Online people. Absentees only. Yeah, only absentees. Here, no absentees, right? Everyone have attempted. Okay. Just for online people, I am announcing. Okay, over. Next, consider a list. Consider a list. You will be having even numbers, odd numbers, even numbers, odd numbers like this. Some combination you will be having. Okay, this is a list. This list you will be taking as input. Okay, either you will take as a string and convert, or you will take one by one. That is up to you. Okay, but you will be taking this as the input. Then from this list L, you have to create two lists, that is L1 and L2. Okay, one is L1, another one is L2. Okay, L1 will contain all the even numbers, L2 will contain all the odd numbers. Like that you have to create two lists. How can you create? Write a program to separate the given list of numbers, into even numbers list and odd numbers list. Taking input, you know already, n we have to take and n elements we have to read. Okay, that I am not writing. Afterwards, we have to check whether L of I is even or odd. So how can we find? By dividing with 2. If L of I is divided by 2, then we have to add this to L1. So L1 dot append of L of I. Okay, else L2 dot append of L of I. Same element only, but to L1 or L2 we will decide. Okay, this we have to put in a loop. What is I? 0 to n. That's it. Simple thing. Who is asking? Any doubt? What is L1 and L2? List. So empty list. L1 is equal to L2 is equal to empty list. Like this also you can assign. Next, we have seen this kind of thing. What you call it? Palindrome, right? Palindrome number. Okay, palindrome number in the sense reverse of the given number will be equal to the same number. Okay, in the last class, I think lab we have discussed. Okay, that lab, before lab. Yeah, before going to the lab, we have discussed. Okay. That video also I have uploaded. Whoever are absent, you please refer. Okay. So now palindrome number is nothing but the reverse of the given number will be equal to the same number. Okay, that is palindrome number. Similarly, you consider string. Any other? Oppo. Yeah. Any other? Yeah, Malayalam. Radar. So what we call these? Palindrome strings. Okay, these are palindrome numbers. These are palindrome strings. Given a string, we have to check whether the string is palindrome or not. Given a number, how we have find out whether it is a palindrome or not? We have found out reverse of the given number. So how we did reverse of the given number? Reverse of the given number. Reverse of the given number. Suppose 1, 2, 3 is given. Then we will be taking first 3. So 3 is the reverse as of now. Next, then we will take 2. Then this 3 we have to shift to tens place, right? So 3 we will multiply with 10 plus this 2, this digit. So we have got 32. Next, now we will get 1. Then again we will be multiplying this 32 with 10. we will add this, then we will get 3, 2, 1. Similarly, this also we can do. Okay, numbers means we could able to find out the digits individually, and if you multiply, then we can shift. Okay, what about strings? What about strings? How can we find? Huh? Okay, we should extract each character. Okay, how can we do it? Suppose a string is given, let us say string is equal to ABCD. Okay, statically I am taking, okay, otherwise you can use input also. Okay, string is equal to input of enter a string. Next, we wanted to print character by character. How can we print? For I in string, okay, directly we need not specify the range. Okay, string, then print I, then character by character it will print. Like ABCD means it will print A, B, C, D. Okay, that means character by character we could able to access by using this. Okay, now if you take A in the reverse string, how we have to add? If you take only A, then A will be the reverse. Okay, afterwards if you take B also into consideration, then what should be the reverse? If you take AB as the input, then what should be the reverse? BA. That means whatever the reverse that we have, for that we are appending this character. Next, consider up to 3 characters. Then up to 2 characters reverse is BA. C, if you consider C, where we have to add? Left side. Or I can say this one, like for this character C, we are appending the reverse, isn't it? Try to understand? This particular C, for this character C, we are adding already reverse. Okay, whatever we calculated, reverse. Next, D, up to D if you consider, for this character D, we have to add this reverse. Then we will be getting the reverse of the given string. Okay, so how can we do that? For I in string, okay, character by character we can get. So every time we have to update reverse. How we have to update reverse? Reverse equal to whatever the character we are considering currently, that is I, concatenated in the sense appending only. Okay, concatenated in the sense adding. Okay, appending. So concatenation operator is plus. For strings we can use directly plus. So I plus what we have to add, whatever the reverse we have already. Okay, that is I is equal reverse equal to I plus reverse. Then we will be getting the reverse. Is it clear? Let us consider reverse, and the string is string, then I. String is ABCD, then I in string. What will happen? I in string. I will be first A. Okay. Now reverse equal to, this will be executed, right? Reverse equal to I plus reverse. When we consider only one value, what will be the reverse? That value only. Okay, A. But okay, next time I will become B. I will become B. Then reverse equal to reverse I plus reverse. What is I? B plus reverse. That means it will become BA. Next I value will be changed to C. Then this will become CBA. Next this will become D. Then this is C DCBA. Yeah. Next this will be ended, right? This will be terminated. This loop will be terminated. Then we will be printing reverse. But for the first time, what should be the value of I? For the first time also we are doing this, right? For the first time. So with what we have to append this A? Empty string. Like sum is equal to 0 we have taken, right? Similarly here reverse equal to empty string. Reverse equal to empty string means just open double quotes, close double quotes without giving even space. Okay, then we will be getting the reverse of the given string. Now, what is the objective? We have to check whether the given string is palindrome or not. So, how can we check? This reverse, whether reverse equal to string or not, that we will be finding. So, if reverse equal to, can we use double equal to? Yeah, we can use reverse equal to string, then yeah, print palindrome, otherwise not a palindrome, that is else not a palindrome. Right. If you have understood 70% of it, okay, try to note down this, then you could able to recall. Okay, if you have understood 80%, then you note down, 90%, then you note down, 100%, then you note down. Okay, what is the conclusion? Whether you have understood or not? What? This one. Okay, of course, program you will note, but that tracing also will be useful while understanding. Wednesday, where were you? Which one? Doing? Okay. You are doing anything? What is EVS? Okay, you are doing project for it. Over. Now you consider one challenge, like we are having 10 characters in a string, 10 characters in a string. Then we will be accessing character by character. Then we could able to reverse it and we can check. That's fine. But our objective is to find whether the given string is palindrome or not. But we are having the string of length 100. String of length 100. Then also we have to go through character by character. We will be reversing. Then we will be getting the reverse. Then we can find, we can compare with the original string. Then we can say we are having a string of length 1000. Then also we will do the same thing. 10,000. Then also we will do the same thing. Means it will take more time. Why? Because we could able to reverse it. Okay, even 10,000 length string also. But after reversing original string and this string, we have to compare, right? How can we compare? Again, character by character, character by character. Again, 10,000 comparisons we have to do, isn't it? Ultimate goal is what? What is the objective? Palindrome or not? So if I say is this palindrome or not? Is this palindrome or not? It is not a palindrome. How you are saying? Did you reverse it? Huh? Reverse it? No. Or you consider is this palindrome? Did you compare like this? reversing, then O, H, P, P, O, and this is equal, this is not equal, like that you are saying? No, right? You are not reversing, but you could able to say it is not a palindrome. So by using the same logic, how can you do? Yeah. Yeah, very good. So what can be the logic? First character we can compare with the last character. If those two are not equal, then can we need to compare anything? No, we can conclude it is not a palindrome. If those two are equal, can we conclude it is a palindrome? No, we have to go to the next one. What is it? Second character? Last but one character. If those two are not equal, not a palindrome. If those two are equal, then third character. Okay, third character and third character from the last. Next, same logic. If those two are equal, then we will go to the next one. We will go to the next one. If any two characters are not equal, then we can say it's not a palindrome. If all are equal, then if you reach both at same place or adjacent places, then we can say it's a palindrome. Okay, can you able to write the logic? So we have to start from 0. Okay, one index we will start from 0, I we will start from 0, and we have to compare this I with, let us say, S of I, we have to compare with S of 0, we have to compare with S of n minus 1. So S of 0 we will be comparing with S of n minus 1. Next, S of 1 we will compare with S of n minus 2. S of 3 n minus S of 2 means n minus 3. Okay, S of 3 means n minus 4. S of I means n minus I plus 1, like this, or n minus I plus 1, like this, or n minus I minus 1. Okay, so n minus I minus 1, like that way. So what is the value of I? What is the value of I? It will start from I value starts from 0 up to it is like we will be having 10,000 or 10 length string. Okay, we will be checking first one and last one, then second one and last but one, then this one and this one, this one and this one, like this. Up to what extent I will go? By 2. Okay, what is by 2? N by 2. N by 2, right? So up to that I will be repeating. If at all any mismatch occur, then we can say it is not palindrome. If I goes up to that last character, that is I goes up to middle of the middle character, then we can say it is a palindrome. Okay, you complete that logic. Okay, in the next class I will verify that. That's it. Yeah.